Salve amici and welcome. My name is Noddy7, General of the Albatross Legion over at Twitch. Welcome back to the second episode of my EU4 Beginners Tutorial series. Last episode we did the basics, learned a little bit about the menus and the basic functionality of the game, then we fabricated a claim on the Byzantine capital Constantinople. This episode we're going to declare our war and look at what happens during and after said war. As always, if you enjoy the video be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Head over to my Twitch and throw me a follow so you can see when I'm streaming. Alright, let's get into it. So we're going to bring this guy back from Byzantium. We're going to ally Crimea. We're going to ally Karakilno. Alright. Now I need to grab 1, 2, 3, 4 units of infantry. And I need to turn the forts back on, because if we go to war when the forts are off, we'll be in trouble. And then the other thing we want to do okay, so our Diplo advisor left, which is fine. So wait for this infantry to come up. And the other really important thing is we got to put a leader in charge of our army. The number one reason people lose battles in this game is without a doubt. Okay, so you can see now it's telling us that the mission's complete. So we want to accept it. So we now have a bunch of claims, which we can see in the diplomatic map mode. So we got all these claims over these guys. So the number one reason people lose battles in this game is because they don't assign leaders to their armies. And if you fight a battle against similar numbers without a general, you generally will die unless you are far better than the enemy that you're fighting. So what we should do is get a general for this army as well. He is terrible, but that's alright. We're going to move our army over here because Serbia is going to join this war. And we're just going to declare it. We are way stronger. You can see we've got more troops than these guys. Clear the war and away we go. 7 galleys versus... I don't know if we've got naval superiority or not. Looks like we must have naval superiority because they're not fighting us. Alright, we'll go find Serbia's capital. Alright, so you can see, quick look at the battle interface. It tells us what the battle looks like. So you can see we're flanking them because they don't have enough units. We've got a few units in the back line because you can only flank by 2. So we can't have any more units in the front line. Sorry, that's 3, isn't it? You can see make up our forces. You can see our discipline, our morale, our tactics versus theirs. And you can see that they're losing. You can also have a look at the leaders. Oh, so we exploded them completely. Now, I don't think we're going to win this naval battle. I'm actually going to run away when I can. And you can see we've run into the Serbians as well. Okay, so I can run away from this naval battle on the 24th. 23rd. So we lost a galley, that's fine. So we got a marriage offer from Kara, who we allied, so that's fine. You can see we won this battle as well over here. And we stack wiped them as well. So we killed their entire army. Same thing we did with Byzantium down here. So what I want to do, I think, is... I'm going to split this army up. And we're going to try and spread out as much as we can over Serbia and try and piece them out. So you'll see right here, this is the kind of random events you get a lot throughout the game. So we've got an option to either just take 10 admin, or we can take a little bit of inflation and get 50 admin. So we're going to take a little bit of inflation and take the 50 admin. I don't think we can get to there because of the fort. That's fine. And we're just trying to force them out of this war. We're not overly stressed about things. Okay, again, similar event. So we can get Ulema loyalty and Demi loyalty. Sorry, Demi lose loyalty. So we're gonna take this. So I don't think that alone will be enough to get Serbia out. Oh, it's pretty darn close. If we sit on this, we probably can. Okay, so I could just straight up white piece them. Which is probably the best. I don't want to focus on this now. I just want to focus on this because we don't have claims or anything. So let's just... Will they give me money? They will. We'll take a little bit of money from them. And they're done. They're out of this war. Now we just need to deal with Byzantium and Moldavia, who's coming down here. So we'll get our forces together. So we're going to wait for him to get movement locked. So you'll see the little padlock will turn up when he's movement locked. Okay, so now he can't change where he's going, so we're going to catch him here. Unless he's super fast. We're actually getting there. We actually got there a day before him. So we've wiped his army. Alright, I'm going to split this army up. Send one up there, and then the other one's coming down to Athens. So this war's going pretty much as expected. We shouldn't really face any major issue fighting these guys. We're just going to have to sit on this fort for a while. Oh, okay, we don't need to worry about Moldavia anymore. So Moldavia just got vassalized by event by Poland. So they are no longer in this war. So we only need to worry about... Okay. Don't know. This is a good idea or not. That was a pretty bad fight to take. Especially with this terrible general. But we are going to win it. So it was a terrible fight for us to take, but it's okay. We won. I'm going to leave one unit here, and I'm going to go and kill that Byzantine army. No, I'm not. I can't. Never mind. I'm blocked by the fort. But that's fine. Oh, these guys will come down. So we don't have a general in this army, but it's against 2k, 2.5k, and they've got no morale. So we should crush them pretty easily. And there you go. So now we're just sitting, waiting for sieges, basically. And then we need to decide what we're going to take in the war. So we got some different things going up. You can see we're currently losing money, which is not ideal. It's probably because our ports are blockaded. We could turn off this fort and this fort. And to be honest, probably this fort, because I don't think they're going to do anything. They could come and pick them up and try and take them somewhere else. But I think they're worried about my navy, so they don't really want to move their navies. So I don't suspect that they're going to do anything other than just sit there. So you can see there's an alert telling us we're at war. There's an alert telling us we're suffering casualties. So that's because of attrition. There's an alert telling us we're blockaded. We've got mothballed forts, so our forts are turned off. And we can convert provinces, and we've got a missing advisor. So you can see the siege view here. It tells us the size of the garrison, the level of the fort, the size of our forces, what we've got, infantry, cavalry, and the percentage chance that we're going to win on the next roll. So you've got the siege counter. It tells us how many days per tick. The things affecting the siege chance. So we're at 14% for Constantinople, 14% for Moria, and at 0. You can see we've breached all the walls in all 3. So we will just carry on with the sieges. And when it's done, we will take the land we want, and we'll have a bit of a look at what that actually entails. So it's worth remembering that this mission... Okay, so we got this one. So we can go and kill these guys. It's worth remembering that this mission gives us claims on Moria, which is this province. So we don't have claims on this at the moment, which means it's going to cost us diplomatic power to take them in the war. And you'll see... so it's going to cost us diplomatic power to take them in the war, and also it'll give me extra aggressive expansion because we're declared war for Constantinople, not for these provinces. So you'll see that this province here has no fortification level, so it just takes a month tick. So you have to sit there with more than 1,000 men for a month tick. Another random mission that we won't bother finishing just yet. So Constantinople's taking a bit longer. The Theodosian walls are putting up quite the fight. Alright, so who else can we make friends with? Let's make friends with Timur, even though I'm not really that interested in doing it. So you'll see other events popping up for historical things. So there was an event just before that told us that Naples had broken free from the Aragonese personal union. There was also an event early on that told us that Poland had taken the Lithuanian Union. So you see these events popping up throughout the game. Some of them are historical events that happen, you know, regardless. Some of them are triggered events, triggered by certain things that are happening in the game. Oh dear. I don't have 60 ducats, so it looks like Constantinople's getting sacked. Alright. The good news is the war's over. So what do we do now? Well, we sue for peace. And you can see we could, theoretically, we could fully annex them. Okay, we could take all the land. It's going to cost us Diplo because we don't have claims. And it's not really going to piss anyone off. But it is going to cost a lot to core it. So we could do that. We could also leave them with some because we're going to get claims on this, so it won't cost us as much. There's a whole bunch of options. I think, for the sake of doing it, I think we're just going to take it all. No one actually cares other than Byzantium. And it's only 338. We got this. We've got enough admin to core it, but also, once we take this mission, once we own Constantinople, we'll get claims. Claims make things cheaper to core, okay? So we'll actually be able to core it cheaper if we do this. So let's do that. Let's take whatever money they've got. Not much. It tells you prestige, dip, aggressive expansion, overextension, and how much it's going to cost to core. And whether they'll accept or not. They'll accept because they're dead. So there you go. We've fully annexed them. Now before we do anything else, if we go back into the missions, you'll see we can complete the mission for this. So let's have a quick look at this now. So if we core that now, it's going to cost 57. Now it's only 43. So it's dropped it by 14, which is quite decent. We could also reduce our war exhaustion a little bit, which would reduce it more. So we've taken Constantinople, which actually gives us a decision to... Oh yeah, it cores it for us as well, which is fantastic. So the other thing we can do, which I don't know if it still works, there's a bit of a trick you can do. I changed it to Sunny and Turkish anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay. So what am I talking about when I'm talking about cores? So if we go and have a look down in the States and Territories map mode, what this map mode shows us is where we've got states and we've got territories. Green is states, yellow is territories. This light green will be because Constantinople isn't cored currently. Sorry, no, it's because it's our capital state. Sorry, I'm lying through my teeth. What we need to do is we need to core these provinces to make them part of our empire. So we do that, we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've cored those 4 provinces. That will take approximately 3 years to be done. And then once it's done, we then need to state it if we choose to. And if we state it, we get more money. It reduces the autonomy in the provinces and we get more money for it, but we have to pay basically to core them again. Or we could just leave them as a territory and we get less money from it, but we don't have to core them again. So what we do need to do is we need to make Constantinople our capital. So we're going to pass this decision because it's a free core on Constantinople, and it changes the culture to Turkish and the religion to Sunni straight away. So what we're going to do to finish off the video, I'm just going to put it up to speed 4, and we're just going to play through until so you can see we've got some more claims. So Epirus is the main ones we've got claims on now to conquest. Okay, it's gonna be lots of alerts going off. So you can see we've got corruption going up. Corruption's going up. Why? Because we're overextended. What's overextension, you say? So when you take cores, you get overextension. So all these provinces are giving us overextension. It'll stay there till it's cored. Overextension is giving us unrest, stability cost, trade power, mercenary cost, diplo rep, and that all lasts until those provinces are cored. You can see here we can take diptech. Miltech. And you can see it's at a good cost, and it's going to give us innovativeness, so we'll take it. Because we're one of the first in the world to take it. That's why we get innovativeness for it. I'm going to delete this fort because there's no point having 2 forts right next to each other. And the fort on Constantinople is more important. Could actually delete that one as well, to be honest. Ideally, the best fort placement would probably be there, and probably that one, because they're on each side of the crossing. But to be honest, the chances that we need them are pretty low, to be perfectly honest. Who else can we, just improve relations with? Okay, we're going to do this because we've taken Miltech now, so we've got a little bit extra, and it gives us manpower for the rest of the game, so it's definitely worth doing. So we'll carry on until these cores are done. You can see they're 50% done now. People asking for military access, so there's obviously wars going on. There's other options. We could declare wars and stuff, but we're not going to worry about it. I just want to get these cores done, show you the idea behind states versus territories, and then we will call it for this video. And yeah, we'll make plans for the next one. Okay, we'll just keep moving towards legalism. So autonomy, I can take admin tech, so I will do that again ahead of time, so we're one of the first ones to adopt, so we get innovativeness. So autonomy is down here. So you can see autonomy just basically means the provinces don't do much for us. We get very little in tax and production and stuff, and it's capped. Because this is currently a territory, this is capped for us at 90%. If we want to reduce that cap to 0, we need to make it a state. We can't do that until we've cored the provinces, which takes 3 years. but once it's done, we can make it a state. Whole bunch of truces expiring. Okay, the Renaissance is spawned in Venice. So that's an institution. Alright. So you can see these provinces are all cored now. So the game's telling us we can turn it into a state. So you can see currently the income is 0.1, the maintenance is nothing because it's not a state. So we can turn it into a state. And this will take a month tick to update, but we can core all of the provinces here instantly. So they're all cores now. And if we wait for the month tick, we should find the income from that. Is now 0.4. Okay, so you can see it's instantly gone up. The cap's come down. It's only reduced the autonomy here to 40, but it's dropping down now. So that one's still at 90. Oh, I couldn't call that one. That's why. I was like, what's going on? That one's not called. Okay. I thought I had enough admin to call them all. So this one's dropped to 40, and that will tick down over time. So you can see it's ticking down at 0.15. So when we've got enough, we can core all of them, and they'll all drop down to... I couldn't for the life of me figure out what was going on. Hey guys, I'm back with a quick add-on to the end of my last video. When I was talking about stating provinces and full coring them, I forgot to explain all three options. So the first option is to full core, which reduces the autonomy right down to 0. Second option is to leave them as territories, which leaves the autonomy at 90, which means you don't get as much from the provinces, but you don't have to full core them. The third option is a trade company. So you can only trade company provinces that are in a different geographical super region as your capital. So you see, if we come over here and we destate this province here, we can now trade company this land. Trade companies give you different benefits, which we'll probably cover off in the trading video. But the question I didn't answer was why? Why would we do these things? And the answer is a simple one. There's a little thing down here called governing capacity. So your governing capacity is based on a bunch of different things. You can see the modifiers there: government rank, government reforms, base value, and also it goes up with admin tech. If you go over your governing capacity, you start to incur different penalties. And what happens is each state you have is more, it costs you more governing capacity. So you can see the province here, the governing capacity cost down here. So every single province that you full state has a high governing capacity. You can see these ones over here, not full stated, we just destated them. They're now only 0.1, 0.5, as opposed to something over here, which is 7. So if you go over, there's a big net negative. So the idea with either choosing not to full state or to use trade companies is so that you keep yourself below the governing capacity. Okay everyone, that'll do us for episode 2 of our EU4 Beginners Tutorial series, and that will also be the end of the introductory videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope these 2 videos really gave you a basic understanding of EU4 and how to play the game. I'll be back with the next video soon. Remember, if you have any suggestions for upcoming videos, throw them in the comments, hit me up on Twitter or Twitch. If you enjoyed the video and want to see more content like it, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, head over to my Twitch and give me a follow there too. The links will be in the description below. The support really helps, guys. See you next time everyone. Vale.